I got a baby brother from here. His name is Tito Roland, Rip Rada. When we was younger, we grew up hard, bro. We came up hard compared to today's standards. Yeah, me and my brother came up hard to today's standards. Like, I see my sisters and they be like, I remember that time, Daddy, I call him Pops, beat y'all with a golf club. I mean, I'm just saying, you know, we was the type that, like, after a certain point, we couldn't be told. We had to be shown. You get it? Crazy. So, all this to say that, you know, from the time we was young, we used to watch, like, we was in Woodcraft Rangers and all that kind of stuff. You know, we would watch these Western movies and stuff like that. And, you know, to us, it was our goal, you know, to be a soldier, to be a gun-slinging soldier. And I think what ignited that flame in our minds was like, I had a grandpa, my grandpa, his name Benny Kinchin, Rip Rider, God rest your soul, Benny Kinchin, Kinchion, Kinchin, look it up, Benny Kinchin. So I think a lot of that hot blood that's in our soul, it comes from the Kinchin side of our you know, patrimony or patriarchy, or whatever they call that thing. And so I remember, like, back in the day, my grandpa Benny, he lived on the east side. And my mama used to bring me and my brother over there, who's my mama, this her daddy. She used to, my grandpa, Benny Kinchin. So, Benny Kinchin. His best homie name was Kingfish. He was a big dude, and they was from the east side. Kingfish had an Asian wife. I forgot her name. Man, I can't remember. But when I was 5, so that means my brother was like around 2. And I remember it to this day. My grandpa Benny had a 38 snub nose, and he had one of them Derringers, 2-shot 38 shells. You can either click it once, I think, to shoot one barrel, and click it twice to shoot both barrels. So he pulled out the 38 snub, and he said, "Boy, you know how to shoot?" I was like, "Shoot? Like, shoot what?" You give me, like, I was like, he pulled out the 38. He said, "Grab it, point it to the sky, and pull the trigger." Hey, look. Blah! I was like, hey, my little baby brother, who was 2 at the time, or maybe 3 at the time, because I was about 6. Yeah, he was about 3 at the time. He was all like, he probably was like, "I want to be next." That's probably. So I'm saying, you know, he might have got a turn, like, helped out on the Dillinger. The one she get, you know, my grandpa probably put it in his hand, let him pop, if I'm corrected, you know. And so I'm just saying, like, we grew up with the tools in our hand from a young age. And it was our deepest goal and dream to become a part of a militaristic organization. And so, and because we didn't have no means, like food in the refrigerator, we was on beans and rice, fam, and like hog maws and chitlins and poke feet, stuff like that. We was on stuff like that. We grew up like I used to wear I used to go to them NBAs from Kenny's. I used to wear those. And so my brother started banging when he was like 10 years old. And I didn't know what none of that was, because me and him, we was raised in the church. We went to church every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, possibly Saturday if it was one of them activity weekends or something like that. So we spent a lot of time at Mount Moriah Baptist Church. I got baptized by Reverend Pleasant across the street from the new church in 1970 or somewhere like that. You know, like my granny was very religious. So she was the treasurer for Mount Moriah Baptist Church for as long as she could remember. So the church trusted her with the church's money because her grandsons didn't play. My brother started banging neighborhood, I'm pretty sure, when he was 10 years, we was about 10 years old. I didn't really know what none of all of that was, you know, all that finger throwing and all that kind of stuff. But my brother's my brother, you get me? We didn't squab together like more times than I can remember, you feel me? But I had a desire to join a gang too, but I joined a bigger gang called the Air Force. And, you know, I was a drone operator in the Air Force. So to see my brother gang up before I did, it simmered with me for a while. And I was like, all right, I'm finna one up this whole situation. And I joined the Air Force. So as I said in the beginning, like, that seed to be a soldier was planted in a very sedimentary moment at a very young age in a very sweet spot. And all it had time to do was simmer and boil. And that's what it boiled down to be. So anyway, shout out to my baby brother D-Dog Rip Rider.